Alright, this is the left-hand front door panel, also known as the driver's side. Give a quick shot on that. Then we're going to remove. There's 5 screws holding it in place, and through the magic of preparation, that's already been taken care of. There's a couple of harnesses, wiring harnesses here. This one's for the remote mirror. This is the main one for the window switch assemblies, door locks, and what have you. Can't remember what else I unhooked in here. Vapor barrier I moved out of the way, and of course you just have bare metal exposed door. Right here is where behind this is where the window regulator motor is, and of course this uses a cable system, which is very interesting, and it also sits behind there. We'll use this instructions that came with the kit, and I'll go ahead and get that scanned up and put in the video. But see here, 898 to 2000, they use this side, and nice enough for the good folks here, they put a side B for 2001 to 03 vehicles. Use whichever one is applicable for your application. Let's get started. The model I happen to buy is a 741649 left-hand front window regulator. There's all the details there. And I always tell everyone, once you get your box, you inspect it. And I checked this out in the store at the point of sale. Okay, I've gone ahead and opened the box. The assembly that you see here came in a plastic bag. But for the sake of our demonstration here, I took the liberty of removing that beforehand. And as you can see, we have a nice brand new, proudly made in Free China, also known as Taiwan, assembly. We'll go ahead and follow the instructions which came in the box. Loosened up as the instructions suggested. The next step is to loosen the window, the glass, from the lift assembly. That's already been done. The next instruction is to remove the weather stripping, which I'll go ahead and do now. Weather stripping is away. Hopefully that will allow us to get the clearance to remove the glass. Let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, door panel's off, and we're digging into the project. There are 1, 2, 3, see here, 4, 5, and then of course down here underneath this plastic, 6 and 7 10mm bolts that we have to back out to get the assembly out. And now you simply reach your hand inside the access point here, and you carefully remove the assembly. It's a good idea to put on leather gloves just for safety. You don't need them. You can sack up and remove it, but I'm going to go ahead and wear gloves and remove the old assembly. There. You can make it out. There's the top part. There's the center. And there's the bottom of the window regulator assembly. I'm going to turn this around, and you should be able to clearly see. There's where the glass sits right there. I'm going to go ahead. I've already taken the liberty of removing the motor from the door. Let's go ahead and try to fish that out. Oh, make sure you get this step here. I'm going to go ahead and remove this right here is the power for the motor. We'll go ahead and pull that out safely and get this assembly out. Alright, we removed the weather stripping, and we had to undo a 10mm bolt here and a 10mm bolt here that hold the window rails in for the glass. Once those bolts are removed, it's a trivial matter of sliding them off to the side, and there's enough clearance in there, and then the glass will be free of the rails so they can be removed. My trusty assistant will remove the glass. Thank you, trusty assistant. We went ahead and separated these terminals. I'm going to go ahead and feed this through the access point in the door. We'll come back where we pull the rest of the assembly through, and there you see the motor, and there's the assembly. I'm going to go ahead and set that on the ground and get a nice image of it. There's the original assembly right here. Off to the left I have the new one. We're going to go ahead and double check, make sure the size is right and spot on. And the other thing you have to do is you have to carefully remove all the old nuts, bolts, fittings, and what have you that don't come with the new piece, and transfer them over so that your project can be a success. This is the reverse of removal. There's our new motor assembly, and here's the rest of it, the regulator part. And we'll go ahead and get that inserted through the access point right here. Go ahead and feed that through. We're back in business here. We've got the 10mm bolts for the motor assembly, and they're marked by the instructions as A1, A2, and A3. The motor's set in place and just dry fit in there. We'll jockey that in. We got the lower portion set in place for the regulator assembly, which we fished through there. And this is the upper portion. And we'll go ahead, as you can see, these are just finger tight. We'll go ahead and tighten all those up. And then we'll work on the window rails. Here's the right side one. We'll go ahead and tighten up those. Here's the bolt for that. But we'll put the glass in, and we'll get that squared away, and we'll set the glass. The bottom of the edge of the glass goes here, and it's just a pressure fit. So we'll go ahead and feed the glass in once we get this in place. Get the glass set in. Bolt up the regulators on the side, and test it out. And once she's good to go, we'll put the vapor barrier in and hang the door panel back on there, and this job will be complete. We now have the weather stripping back in the door assembly. The glass is back in. Right now the interior door panel is reattached to the door, just dry fit. Remember to hook up all the electrical wiring harnesses that you disassembled. Hook those up. Check for fit and finish, and also remember to re-hook up your mechanical linkage, especially for door handle. Hang it on there and drive the screws back in. Give it a test drive. Let's take a look. Before we fasten the door screws into the panel, we have to test our handiwork. Let's see if it works. Window up. Window down, window up, window down. It even sounds quieter than the original factory one that's had some age on it. So we're good to go. We're going to screw this thing together. Mission's complete.